one of the three founders of Magic Stick. Okay, what is Magic Stick? The PC that fits in your pocket, and it was crowdfunded. And we have very big ambitions. We plan to establish ourselves as a global brand. And this is a quotation from Forbes magazine, so I hope they are right and that we'll succeed. I think there was a little problem, but okay. So this is a data center. My two partners are from India, and we run IT operation there. We have a lot of computers working. And I don't know if you are familiar with Bangalore. It's a great city. 45% of the software made in the world is actually made in Bangalore. And 25% is made in a district of the city. It's called Electronic City. And everyone uses a lot of bills. Electricity bills are crazy. And there is a problem. There's shortage. So there are blackouts all the time. So the company have like a lot of UPS, and then they have the electric generator, like gasoline. So what happens is that there is like sometimes short for like 2 hours, 3 hours, it's okay. But after 5-6 hours, basically nothing works anymore. So sometime, like that day, we were like 12 hours, and all programmers, everything was like screwed, and people were calling from everywhere. You cannot even buy like more gasoline or something because everyone is in the same situation. It's like when it was Shanghai, the problem with the water last year, it was too cold and many pipes froze. So it's the same problem. So we're looking at this dead machine and we're thinking, why do we need so big computer that suck up so much energy? Why we cannot have something smaller that is like cheaper to build and also easier to maintain and operate? So that's actually what we did. We started building Magic Stick. In 2015, we crowdfunded on Indiegogo.
Sometimes the most powerful things come in the smallest packages.
Magic Stick, the most powerful PC stick ever made. The first to run the all-new 14nm Intel Cherry Trail processor. An ultra-fast USB 3.1 with over 10 GB per second speed. Transform your TV screen into a powerful computer that can do virtually anything. Control your Magic Stick using your mobile phone. Run Windows 10 and Android. Use your favorite apps. Play HD games on the big screen. 4K video streaming and watching. Shop online on your TV. Copy files in the blink of an eye. Easily portable for both work and meetings. Magic Stick. Be amazed. Pre-order prices only on Indiegogo.
So basically these are our campaign in numbers. So let's see what it's the most successful PC Stick crowdfunding campaign ever on a Kickstarter as well. We raised $570,000 in 2 months, September, November 2015. 30% of the funds we raised in 3 days. So when we had exposure from the newsletter, we got 3,000 backers, 87 countries. And we got a commercial proposal from Amazon, JD, Lazada, Harris. And also we got worldwide press coverage, Forbes, PC World, Tech in Asia, many other more. And actually ours, we just got the contact like a few weeks ago, and probably we'll get also some fund from them. They have like a flash program. I don't know, you can check it, maybe it's interesting for you. They give up to $1 million. They mostly sell components. I don't know if you know Aros, they're like 25 billion turnover per year. So it's the second largest e-commerce, I think, electronic commerce. They're interested because they see our product as an alternative to Raspberry. So we're not really a component, electronic component, but we are a piece of possible other solution. Because basically what we build, and I will not talk now much about the campaign. If you have question after, because there will be a long question answer time, you can ask to get into more details about the campaign. Okay, the product is ready now. Okay, this is the version without case, and then we have the version with a case. It will show up. Okay, this is like the case is not definitive. We learned a lot of things during the campaign. One of the things we decided to change was the cover. The case was made of plastic. If you see now, we have like metal mostly. And as you can see, that's the unit. It's big like 2 fingers. That's HDMI cable, so you can understand the size of the device. It's like 2 fingers. It's 120 grams, and it's a powerful computer. I mean, it has a powerful CPU, up to 8 gigabytes of RAM, as you saw in the video. So, well, the first time we saw actually the first prototype, it was like 1 year ago, and we almost cried because we were struggling so much, and we were very excited to make it. Okay, I will talk later after if you want about the product. Okay, now the question is like if we have reached our destination or not. Yeah, the reality is a little different. This is actually a picture of the Everest, the mountain Everest. Okay, so basically that's the campaign base. It's real actually. That's from where everybody starts and then die on the way, right? so the thing is like, yeah, okay, we have the product. We have we solved so many problems. We have like 10 patents probably, and more than 5 years development, and we got the attention. So the feeling is like, all right, we made it. As a CTO, I run about like 500 different projects in IT, so I have a different perspective. I have this advantage. I did a startup when I was older, so I don't believe I'm on the top. And the difference, also another important difference, is that when you are walking in a flat land. Maybe it's a long walk, okay, so you get tired, but basically you have your time. You do it when you have time, when you have resource, you do your best, but you don't have like real time constraint. The only thing can happen is that when you're ready, the market is gone, right? But you can take your time. The moment you have a product and it's ready to sell, then you start having other problems. You have to go fast. You have oxygen lack of resources, so you start climbing. So you don't only have to do an effort that requires resource and skills, but also you have to do it fast in the right time. And you cannot make mistake anymore. As Greg was saying before, hardware cannot have problem. If you have a software with some bug or something, you upgrade, you release, you lie to customer, tell it's their problem. But with the hardware, there is no mercy. So basically, at the point we are now, our growl, like I think every other startup who finally managed to make a prototype, is to go mass production. So because if you stay in small numbers, you will never make profit, and you will never see your product in the world. Even if people want it, you will not be able to give to them because basically it's not there, and you cannot provide it in the shop, you cannot distribute, you cannot have it online. So you need to produce. If you produce small quantity, the single cost of the components, the terrible bomb list, if some of you already try know what it is, will kill you. So basically, to give you an example, one prototype now of Magic Stick costs $3,000, right? And we aim to sell it for $200, the basic version. So it's like 10 times. So you basically cannot do anything if you don't go mass production. So you have two ways. One is the organic growth. Well, people are tracking on they're climbing the easy way. And basically, to give you an idea, right now, for example, we have resources to buy. We are producing a 3,000. Then we can do 10,000 units. Let's say we sell them fast in 1 month or something, few weeks. Then we can build like 15,000, right? Then next round will be almost 25,000, something like that. So basically, you can grow organically. And this growth is very slow, and you don't make profit on the way, because plus you give advantage to your competitors because they find out about you, they buy your product, they start opening. And then there are the shortcuts. Okay, so you just land to the top with a helicopter or something. Basically, the two shortcuts that I know, the most common one is the money, basically. So you raise the money, you find somebody who believes in the product, and basically you have to convince them about the possibility to sell, which is not obvious. Many inventors, because they love their baby, we do love our baby, but they think, of course, it will sell, no doubt about it, right? But then when you have to put the money and risk, it can be a little bit more tricky. So the second way, it's a pre-sales. And I'm talking not about online, but about offline. Because online, yes, you can try, you can do it, but still, people will not wait so long for the product, and it's very hard to organize the batch of production with suppliers. You don't have your factory. So when you have a small quantity, the factory don't even talk to you. I mean, we have to beg our factories all the time to follow up on our projects. So it's a constant struggle. So offline pre-sale can be a solution. You lose a little bit track of your customer, but you can have big deals, and you can start selling 50,000 units, 100,000 units. Maybe you don't make much profit that case, but you don't lose money, and you can talk in the different terms with your manufacturers. Okay, time management. Okay. This clock is a very nice clock. It works for 100 years in Venice. It's beautiful and perfect, but the reality is more like the Dalí painting. So you make a perfect Gantt, and you are a very cool guy, and you have done many projects, and but it never works. So I'm going to share with you some of the problem we had on the way, and what happens to the company when you have to deal with this problem. So the first problem is like our platform, we designed completely our device. So motherboard, chipset, firmware, driver software, case, everything is done by us, okay? But we need a chipset. And the CPU, there's only one producer in the world, is Intel. And there's no other option. And they had to deliver the product end of August 2015. And so we started a campaign in September, giving Intel 2-3 months of time to deliver. We got the CPU April 2016, and we finished the campaign in November. So we had to do part of the development basically during summer, and in June we thought we were ready. We did it in 2 months, but the backers on the campaign, they started going crazy, because basically what happened during the crowdfunding, a lot of people actually don't do real campaign. They just raise money. Many are scammers, or they don't know even what they are doing. So the beggars are very, very sensitive, and they give I had to stop following the campaign, to be honest, because I was getting negative energy all the time, and I need to be focused on the product and release it. But this is one of the problems. Like the time when there's hardware, because as I said, you have the hardware, you have the software inside the hardware, you have the software outside the hardware, then you have the design. These all 4 components, they have to work together. The moment you decide that you need a reset button, then you need to change the mold, then you need to change the circuit, you need to do many changes. So basically you start again the process. And I will tell you just one episode, one crazy thing that happened to us. So end of May, we finally think we made it, because we have the product working already since November, the first prototype. It was missing the battery and the IoT component. So what we do, we build 2 separate PCB to test, because we want, if there's some problem, it's easy to isolate the problem, right? So test on battery is fine, test on IoT is fine, plus the rest of functionality works on the main prototype. So we happy said, okay, let's go to Taipei, Computex. We announced the word, and we delivered, right? The day before Computex, we get the sample from the factory. They don't work. When we put together the battery and the IoT, it was not working. So separately, they were working, and together they were not working. So it took us 2 months to understand what was the problem, not to fix the problem. And there was a bug in the chipset of Intel. So Intel they were very kind and nice. We are beta tester. We met the CEO too. And the second problem was the cable, the connector of the battery. It was too long and not good quality. The moment it was bended inside the case, there was a problem with the voltage. So how you find a faulty design cable of the battery? It's similar the story of the Samsung battery, right? So you cannot really be sure that it's ready until it's ready. Okay. The competition. Okay, these are the copycats, and there are the clones. They are like more complicated to fight with. Okay. This is a great movie. I think many of you, if you don't recognize the movie, you're not a geek. So you should leave the room. I'm joking. So okay, the problem. Let's not talk about. Well, right now we expect to not have real competition in our segment because we have too much innovation. Our device is totally innovative. So basically what will happen, but if you don't have a strategy to fight against copycats and clones, again, you will win the battle, but you will lose the war. So you must have a strategy. It's part of the startup strategy. And it has to be designed for startup. You cannot think to have the Apple strategy, right? You can get inspiration. We got inspiration many times. I can tell you after. No, depends the question you have. But so the copycats, basically, what they will try to do, they will do a product with less quality. I don't know, maybe. I think everybody will go for the left. But so they try, but they cannot do everything, right? And not in enough short time. So basically, they don't damage you too much. If you have a good brand and a good price positioning, you keep selling even more. You will be the guy who made it first, right? Of course, you need to have an innovation and you need to be ready. The second problem is the clone is more a fact about IP protection. Many of entrepreneurs I met that work in the hardware, especially startup, especially when they are the first experience, they are very naive about the IP protection. They think it's not necessary. They are the inventors. We watch too many movies, right? So it doesn't work like this. It's not who invented. It's who registered first the IP. And to register the IP, the patent, you don't even need a product. You can register just your idea. So anybody you expose your project to, they can just copy, and they can make a copy of the IP, and then you have to ask them permission to sell your own product. And this is a real story, especially in China. There was like the biggest maker, so there are the biggest examples. And let's say that many manufacturers are very open-minded when it comes in terms of intellectual property. So there are crazy horror story. I tell you just one thing. There are groups on WeChat where factories sell customers' project. Not only sell the project, they sell also delay on the delivery of the project, right? So the competitors can actually buy delay on your original project, and it's real. It's real. It's not a. So you need to have a strategy to protect your solution. For example, we use 6 different suppliers. They don't even know each other, and when we deliver the stuff, we use forwarders. We pay about 5% more logistic, but we sleep safer at night. And also another thing important to have a strategy in copycat, think about a second step. After you deliver your product, they will try to imitate, and maybe somebody even more smarter than you and more powerful. So you need to have already a second range of solution, innovation that you can launch and release quickly on the market. And this way you can keep a distance. You can keep the bar high. Okay. Wow, that was the last one. So thank you for your time. And well, if you want more information, you can check our website.